My name is Madison Coffey, and I've been a beekeeper for 2 years. I just took the lid off the hive, and as you can see, there's this sticky substance on it, and it keeps the hive insulated and warm, and it's something that the bees create. Our beehive has 3 boxes, 2 deep and 1 shallow, and inside each boxes are frames. Now, an empty frame would look a little like this, but a full frame with bees and honey and everything would look like this. This one, as you can see, is the pockets of the honeycomb are empty, which means that this honey either hasn't been made yet or it's going to be used to lay baby bees in. There's other frames that have a lot of honey on them.
We have some questions for you.
Okay.
I'm wondering, how much do you need to know, or did you need to know before you started beekeeping? Did you do any research?
Well, you should definitely read up as much as possible on beekeeping, and you should not do beekeeping if you're allergic to bees.
Okay. And how much did it cost to get started?
Well, an entire hive of about 60,000 bees is about $60. And then there's the various tools, but they're not that expensive.
What kind of tools? Do you have any that you could show us?
Yeah. I have, this is called a hive tool. And it kind of looks like a crowbar. And you use it for prying the lid off of the hive or prying the frames apart to get the honey. This is a mason jar. And as you can see, there are holes poked in the top of it, and you would fill it with sugar, a mixture of sugar and water, and then you would place it in this silver container, and the holes in the top of it make it so that the bees can suck the water out, and it's very easy for them to get to it.
The bees don't really have a problem being around your house, but what about with pets?
They actually don't have a problem with pets. My doggie, Honey, come here, Honey, come here, come here, come here. She has no problem with the bees. She actually, sometimes she'll come up and she'll try and bite them like they're her own personal toys. Come here, aww. Come here, honey, come here. Come here, baby. Yeah.
Can you use a lawnmower next to the bees? I see that your grass needs to be mowed.
You can. However, as you can see, they're swarming a little right now, so I would highly suggest not mowing around the bees in the hottest part of the afternoon. If you mow around the bees right before dusk, then that won't really bother them. And when you mow around them, I would mow as fast as you can, and then try not to stay and stick around them, because you don't want to take any chances.
What do you do if you get stung by a bee?
Well, the first thing you need to do is, as fast as you can, after you get stung, is get something plastic, like a credit card, and scrape it against your skin so that you can get the stinger out of your skin. Once you've done that, you can put toothpaste, the actual paste type, not the gel, on where they stung you, and that will dry it out so it won't hurt as much.
Does it hurt bad?
It actually doesn't hurt that bad. Honeybees, it's like a little prick, and then about 20 minutes later, it's gone, and you don't really notice it.
When it's cold, do you have to do something different than in the summertime for the bees? Do they need like a coat?
When it's cold, you don't want to leave, you don't really ever want to leave the lid off of the hive, but especially in the winter, you want to make sure that it's kept on, because that'll keep a lot of the heat in, and this stuff that they've created will keep them warmer. So they'll be pretty good.
And the lid, we haven't seen that yet. What does that do? Where does it go?
The lid goes once you've assembled your hive and you've put all the frames in, then you would put your lid just right on top. And once you put it on, they'll seal it back up. And then after you've put that on, there's another layer, which is the topmost layer. And in the winter, you want to make sure that this is completely sealed on. But in the summer, when it gets really hot, you can instead of sealing it completely on, you can put a little strip of wood about this big under the side so it keeps it propped up and it keeps it cooler in there.
Thank you so much for interviewing with us. We really appreciate your time.
No problem.